Good afternoon, everyone. Your midday news story coming to you from TTP News. Hope everyone is doing really good. So I am on TTP Coast to Coastal and also over on Rumble. I do have this going to a Facebook page, which I wasn't aware of, but Facebook did take me down a while ago, and I actually started up in Stefan's Art Studio, which I guess I was able to go over to that one. So if I'm not making my art as much as I used to, but it is something out there that I'm noticing is getting a little bit of exposure. So welcome anybody that's in the Stefan's Art Studio. Yeah, we are going to talk about, I'm going to try to get down to business here right away. Say hi to you guys in about 5 minutes or so. But there are a lot of things that are happening out there, and it is a continuation. The energy is still very high today, and I think we're going to be taking somewhat of a turn from listening to my astrology reports. We're going to have to use our discernment even more so coming up within the next week or so because of the one planet I think is Neptune, the illusion, right? It's going to be very strong in Pisces, so we can't be fooled or tend to believe something just yet. So don't hang on so tight within this whole month of July, from what I'm being told. But some of the good things that are coming out this morning that I'm actually seeing, and the first thing I want to talk about are the rescues that are happening out there. And I got to be very careful because I am on this particular channel here with you guys. So when I say that, I'm referring to the little people out there. If you could put two and two together, I hope you do. Please don't put any of the words in the chat either. You could do it over on Rumble if you choose to, but uh, just to let you know that their U.S. Marshal had found 41 missing kiddos, I guess I could say, in 5 weeks in the New York operations. So there were dozens of missing children, if you were, that were found, and 3 people were busted. That story came out under Shadow of Ezra, and this is where I'm going to always tell you where I get my information from. And then 3 hours exactly, another story came out from the General, which I do believe are one and the same. And I could be wrong, but it was U.S. Marshals, along with the federal, state, and local agencies, led a 6-week national operation that resulted in finding 200 missing children. So I'm so happy to bring that information to you because I'm always concerned about that. And that's the reason why I started out this channel. And then I'm bringing you guys a little bit of the weather also. So there's a Hurricane Beryl, I believe is how you pronounce it, Beryl. It's dominating a Category 5 storm. So if any of you guys out there follow into it, I believe is the one guy that's been doing a lot with the hurricanes and stuff like that. But all the other news channels were not saying that it was a Category 5. And guess what? Today it turned into Category 5. So there were winds that they were tracking 165 miles per hour, passing south of Hispaniola today. Life-threatening storm surge, a potential direct impact to Jamaica. Prayers for anybody in the Jamaican island. Expected in a little over 24 hours. This is incredible. And basically, a lot of people were waiting on this information to come out. So yeah, it's also going to impact Texas. Now I'm seeing different things. I know it's kind of early yet, but I'm seeing that it might hit twice in Texas, and I don't have any more information on that. But I'll bring that to you my next show. And also, too, just a side note, a sidebar for you guys here. I cannot talk about certain things on this particular channel that I want to talk about because that's where the brunt of the stuff is. And I opted about 5 minutes before going live not to do it because I want to keep this channel up and running. A little bit more serious energy than yesterday, but we're going to have fun with you guys out there today. I see that Hula Hoop is out there. Hey, Hula Hoop. Hello to your mom, Hula Hoop. And hello to you and your family as always. And hey, we got Joey G17 says hello to everyone. Yeah, I've been missing you too, Joey. So yeah, it's always good to see some of these old faces that have been with me for so long, or I've been with you. So what else we want to talk about here is a little bit more about the weather that is coming from the source of Ezra. Is that there's a new law in Tennessee banning geoengineering, and I'll just leave it at that. And it's the practice of intentionally modifying the atmosphere. And I can't say a certain word, but you got worm, word, so you guys will know what that means. So when you look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. What kind of a plane? So that's where I'm going to leave this with you guys. So apparently, Tennessee is going to try to stop that. That's good news. This is what we've been waiting for, right? And this is where we're at. So just to bring you a little bit about that too, and also too, it's really interesting. I don't know if I should go here. Past presidents. Let me just kind of tap dance around this and play a little charades with you guys. They were released from a certain island, and there are certain documents that they were released from. What a coincidence! So if you guys want to think about that, I'm going to have you call in, and there is a number there about at the half hour. I want you guys to call in because, especially when I get to the newer technology and start talking about what I posted out here on my thumbnail. So good news is the children. The bad news is the weather, but I don't think we have anything to fear there. Especially where I'm living at, I don't want to experience this, and I pray every single day that they dissipate. But there are other politicians that things are going on, and I don't want to bring those people up until I'm out on Rumble. So I just want to let you guys know, if you're out on X, go out and check it out because it's quite amazing what's actually happening out there. We're taking a turn, you guys. We're taking a big turn. Also, in another area that I'll just say from the last past Novembers, if you will. Do you remember? All right. And so that's my charades game with you guys on that right now. Let's see. Lots of information coming out about the sugar. Just wanted to let you know. I love it. I love it. All this stuff is coming up right now. And I think that's about as much as I will go into right now. Let me just get over to um, my bookmarks here that I actually have. I have a particular story out here that I want to cover with you guys. And let's see what we have here. Just give me one break and see anybody else out there that I want to say hi to. Mayday is the moderator out there. Oh, I see. Kristen is out there. Hey, Kristen, how are you doing? It's always good to see you. And Colleen in May. Daniel Benson is in the house, you guys. Daniel Benson is in the house. And let's see who else we have out here. Anyone that I may have missed. I hope you guys are getting notifications. I'm hearing that you're not. And the only thing that I could say is unsubscribe and then subscribe back again, because I don't know why it's not working. But there you guys go. With that, a little bit of advice. I'm not sure why that is. So they are painting a new picture of who the real architect was of J6, and it's somebody with some funny looking eyebrows that people say looks like MJ. So she's the next one that they're going to be putting an X through her face. So just to let you guys know that. Let's see here. I'm going to try to stay away from as many names as I can. And there's some great memes going out there. So I guess there's a current resident out there that think that orange is the deal. Let's just share this with you. Dan Scavino put this out there, and I think it's hysterical. Let me stop this and put it on my other camera and share it with you. Let's see here. Okay, let's go over this way, Janine. All right. So just hang on tight there for a minute, you guys. I got to back this up and share it with you. I've got to move around some screens here. I suppose I could close that one out there. Like I said, in about 15-20 minutes, we're going to be taking calls from anybody that wants to call in and talk about my top story that I actually have ready for you guys. And I think it's kind of important because I just think it's going to be one of those things. Let's see if I got the right screen here. Wow, it's not letting me share. Oh, I hate when this happens. Yeah, it says your browser was blocked from your screen. Let's try it one more time. In any case, I could try to describe it to you because I'm getting really good at when things don't work, is that there's a meme going out there where the current resident took a bunch of orange powder and made himself orange. And it's called orange face powder out there if you guys have actually seen it. See, it's showing it will only take me to one screen that I don't want it to show. Let me try this one more time. One more time. Come on, play nice. Apparently it's just really, really slow. Let me see if I could get rid of this one here and see what's going on here. All right, I can't show that. And nope, it's not going to let me play nice with you. I've seen this happen one other time, and I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. The technology. I heard that there's a couple retrogrades that are starting up, and I don't know which ones that those are, but I don't care at this particular moment. Let me just close out of this one here and just get to the brunt of my story here. So there's a lot of technology that we've been talking about, with this so-called med beds, right? And I got to be very careful about what I'm saying, but let me just get all the way down to the story here. So, futuristic medical tech. Coming from Ariel is the source on this if you want to know. Like I always say, I am not one that, I basically follow the same type of things that you follow, but I bring it to the people that may not um, all go to X. And so there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening without the red tape. So let me just be clear with that. So with the Chevron doctrine on the way out, the path is clear for the minds to develop what people have been calling med beds. This is fantastic. And so without any fear of the corporate monopolies breathing down anyone's neck, this is where I think the technology is actually going. I would share some of these pictures with you, but it's the same picture that was on the thumbnail. Futuristic, basically was what that comes down to. And so what does that mean is that I've always said to the young people out there, if they even knew who I was, if you are in some particular technology field, now is the time to do it in the United States. Now is the time to sharpen your skills and learn as much as you can about technology, because I think that there's going to be a lot of red tape that won't be blocking people anymore. The corporations, they won't be monopolizing anymore. So embrace there's something with their, so here's the scoop on this. So you want to embrace the open source technology, and then also encourage a lot of sharing of knowledge and making the technology open source. And it's going to contribute to a lot of projects, speeding up the development and the process of technology that will basically, a lot of people will be able to access. And that's where we're going. So, so there is something that's out there called Crow Fund. It's a Crow Fund projects. And if, anybody wants any of this information later on, I could try to forward it over to you. All you have to do is write me. But this is a platform to raise funds for the development of the med beds. Interesting that this is coming out, that it's going to be the development of the med beds, where people are all saying, and this is where in about 10 minutes, if you want to call in and if you are pretty sure that these already existed, I want to hear your voice. I want you to raise your voice and start talking about this. But because of there's open source encouragement that's actually going on right now, this will allow for communities of developers to contribute to these projects, speeding up the processes I just mentioned, and ensuring that all technology remains for one and for all. So I called it Crow Fund, CROWFUND. And so that you'll partner with universities and you'll research institutions and you'll collaborate with academic institutions to leverage the expertise and resources. This is not only going to help the advance of the technologies, but also ensure that the development and the process is rooted in, and I hate this word, but I have to say it, scientific rigor and evidence-based research. So I think, and if you guys want to agree with me or agree to disagree, that some of this technology is already existing out there, but people who are going to be wanting to go off and learn about this are going to have the opportunity to learn about this and then take it to the next level. That's what I believe, and I could be completely wrong on this. So basically, you're going to engage with regulatory bodies. You work closely with these bodies to ensure the technology meets the necessary safety And basically any of the standards that they're going to set out there. Who's going to set it? I have no idea. This is how I think when I read a story like this: who, what, where, when, and how, and why, right? And this would basically be able to build the trust in the technology and pave the way for widespread adoption. Let's see here. Let's see here. What is Colleen saying? Are you sure that it's not crowdfunding? I'm looking at the word right now, and I would think that would have been crowdfunding. Let me just double check. Let me go back up there and double check that. But yeah, you're right. Janine, put your glasses on. Crowdfunding. I was saying crowdfunding. All right, let's do this. Let's do this right. Okay. So basically, you're going to be able to develop these med beds in affordable and, like I said, into the general public. This means designing the technology with a focus on simplicity, ease of use, and cost effectiveness. This is what we've all been looking for. But I always said it was going to come in a way that, we least expected it. And this is just one story from one guy, whether you want to take it and chuck it and just say, nope, I'm gonna go by whatever the truther put this information out there and what they've already told us. I'm just giving you another way to open your mind about this stuff here. And so this makes sense to me. If we're going to a new world, we're going to new vibration, new technology. Put these kids, erase everything that they've been taught. Engage in regulatory bodies, work closely with these bodies to ensure the technology and make sure there's safety behind it. And it's again, it'll be for everybody. You're going to educate the public. You're going to raise awareness about this potential med beds and the benefits they can bring to the healthcare. This will help build a ground well of support and demand of technology. Think globally, act locally, develop the med beds that can be easily adapted to different cultures and social contexts. This will also help to ensure that technology can be used to benefit people from all corners of the globe. I love this. Even if this was just something that somebody decided to put together out there, the energy behind this just seems so right to me, you guys, because that's the true meaning of where we go one, we go all, right? This is, people have asked me that. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Well, this is what I think it means. The world is about to change, people. And I truly do believe this. We've been waiting for this on bated breath. All right. So there's going to be some negative things out there, but how much time do we have here? I want to open up the lines. I want to hear from you guys, and I hope that you decide to call in. And I'm going to, in the meantime, I'm going to let you guys know how much more time. 12 minutes is what this thing is telling me, because I thought I'd open it up at 1:30. And let's see here. Hey, D22 is in the house, you guys. And so there's some other people out there that are saying, I'm not really sure I'm buying into this. They're thinking that it's kind of hopium instead of the hope. And I'll read to you the pros and the cons, because that's what I do. And I want you guys to kind of think this through, let it marinate with you. And then maybe write to me later on, or, or call in and just while this is fresh on the mind. This is coming from a George. I'm not sure what that is. Eflon, it looks like. It says, in case you're unaware of it, which they're saying they doubt. They're writing back to this author, Ariel. Many say that the technology ancient is already available and used by the secret space program. So, what are your thoughts, Ariel? Is this available, or is this just waiting to be brought into the light? This is good conversation. And Ariel's response is, listen, I'm aware of many who were the victim and participated in the secret space program. This is not me saying this, so please, I'm just reading it. I'm just the messenger. And don't shoot the messenger. From Max Spire, James Rink, Tony Rodriguez, Daryl James, Joey Diva, etc. There's a long list of people who have gone into details as they were as to where these med beds are secretly being developed. Now, I've had a lot of I've had conversation with James Rink. I've never had him on the channel, but I've met him. Tony Rodriguez, I promoted to. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. I say Rodriguez. I've had him. I promoted 2 of his books. I think he's a great guy. I've met him in person also. So, I'm just saying politicians are really nice too, but whether or not they're writing a book to make some money or to feed us some BS, I have no idea at this point. I'm just putting it out there. And so I'm just telling you guys, let this marinate. There's a long list of people who have gone into details as to where these med beds are secretly being developed. Okay, this is just good information coming to you guys here. Now, let's just take a pause for the cause here. There is John Baxter's out there. I think he's been on Nicholas Veneman, whatever the guy's name is. He's been on Charlie Ward's show. He's been talking about these med beds. That technology's been around for a long time, folks, and I've known that. I've known this for a long time. He's not creating anything that's different. So there are mats out there that you can change your vibration. There are, you basically raise your vibration. I mean, I've seen this stuff 20 years ago. And so what they just have done is perfected and called it a med bed because that was a key thing going through the last 4 years of this. And I could be, again, I could be completely wrong and I might be eating crow one day, but I will admit it once I actually see it. Right. And that's all that I'm saying here. And so there's another person out there basically saying, yeah, I mean, let's see here. I'm not. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff in here. People from China are writing in about this. This is I guess, a pretty hot story that was out on X there. So, someone is saying medbeds are here. Eric Keogh is saying medbeds are here. Self-diagnostics and have been blocked by the FDA, and basically that's what they're basically saying. I can't read the rest of it. Yeah. So someone else is saying, and I want to hear what your thoughts are out there, and I'll put them on the screen, and or you guys can call in, and I'll have you live. It says we are now about 4 years into this. This is coming from Glenna Ship. Why were we told they would be free? The children first, then the veterans, then the elderly. I pray they will be here, but the elderly are not getting any younger. And I agree. Prayers for all humanity, and thank you for all you do. And they're saying that to Ariel. So let me just take a sip of water here. Somebody else is saying B too big is his handle, and he's just saying the medbeds have always been here. The Andromeans invention. They collaborated and don't compete, so they shared it with everyone. They're the ones running it, and it will be distributed and directed by the military. Anything apart from that is not a medbed. Now that's that right there. That statement is what I've been hearing over and over and over again. Now my question is, these people that are giving this information, where do they get the information from? I don't know. Let me just put a couple of things up here while I've got your attention, and I could always go back, and I'm going to open up the phone lines in about 6 minutes here. Let's see here. Netta Bay is Arlington, Texas. Hang in there. I hope you're not near that hurricane. Let's see here. Renee Moss says one is Saturn's retrograde. Oh, that's from earlier about Saturn's retrograde. That's going to affect me big time. Kristen, are you still with me? All right, so we have nobody else has given any information out on, and thank you, Colleen, for correcting me on that word. And let's see here. Are we going into, Dantazy says we're going into the new dimension 5G. And he says that, what else does he say? Colleen says they had the Tesla beds at the conference that she went to. Anybody else seen those Tesla beds? Just let me know what your thoughts are. I'm open, you guys. I'm not going to say yay or nay or anything like that. I don't know. I'm just with you guys. I'm hearing what I'm hearing. But when this story caught my eye, I said, we got to talk about this. This is just more information. It is an information, we have to, hear everything and anything and then make a decision. Hello, PJ Tucker. How are you doing? Let's see. Dantazy says the 3D. All right. I'm going to take that off real quickly. Okay. So let's see what we have over on Rumble. I can't forget Rumble because I did yesterday. And let's see here. Joey's real busy at work. Thank you for joining in here, Joey. Let's see here. Okay. I don't see anybody really talking about this conversation out on Rumble. But I'm going to kind of wait a couple more minutes and just see if there's anything else out there that you guys want to talk about. And then I'll open up the lines and hopefully I'll hear from you. Or you could just put something in here. So let's see if there's any other comments that were written. Because it's good to read the good and the bad. When people are saying, no, I firmly believe this because that's where they're at. Or, hey, this sounds like great information. Or I'm not really sure. I do believe in all those people, the James Rink, the Tonys, the Jims, Bobs, and all that were presenting the information. My question is, where do they get this information? Were they tapping into something? Were they, kind of like how I tap into the Akashics? Were they obtaining information? Did they see the blueprints? Those are the type of things. That's where I go with all of this here. Daniel has a statement that said, I'll put that up there. It says, I have heard that the Tesla beds aren't the same as the military med beds. Thank you for that input because I don't know if I've heard about the Tesla beds. Anybody out on Rumble, did you hear about the Tesla beds out there? Let's see what else we also have out here. Yeah, so basically what Ariel was putting out there was just guides, I do believe, but I also think that he's got a little bit more insight. And if anybody says, hey, I know that he's not on the up and up, put it out there because I need to really know this because I follow him. There's times I will say, no, this is just I'm moving on, right? And then there's other times I'm just like, well, this is pretty interesting. This is something that we can have a conversation on. All right, let's see here. What else do I have? So I think that was all of the comments that were out there about that med bed stuff. I'm going to just go and open up the lines here. How did I want to do this? I'm going to try to see if I can hear you through my browser today, hopefully. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Let's see if this works. If not, I'll just try it one other way. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye. Oh, she hung up on me. All right, I'm going to try it the phone way and take this mic down. And let's see here. If anybody wants to call in, you're more than welcome to. It's always good to hear your voice. Raise your voice because take your stance and what you believe in. You're educating us. I don't have all the answers, but I am bringing you some of the stories that I'm seeing out there, and I thought it was kind of important. All right, so let's just let me just dial in here and see what else is going on out there. Hula Hoop says, I know for a fact that the healing that takes place, I got to make this wider here, takes place in the hyperbaric chambers. Yeah, you can consider that a med bed without a doubt. Let me blow this up. She's writing a lot here. And has been heavily suppressed in the USA. Hula Hoop, maybe you could even share your thoughts on this. I got to get my phone line up here. I got to stop reading the screen. Cancel. And where do I call in? Hopefully this works. Last time it did not.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important...
Your show is scheduled to start in 34 seconds.
Okay, so there you guys go. If anybody wants to call in and let me know, I'll put you up there. I'll put you on the phone here, line with me, and let's see what they have up here. Okay, it's showing me as a host. That's good. That's all good. So Colleen has a statement out here. It says that the beds are not the same as the med.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we are live on TTP Radio.
Bringing you another hour of the hottest tracks
So the number is down below in the banner, but I'll read it out loud. It's 563-999-3717. And so Colleen is saying there's a difference between the technologies. And any way you look at it, she says, and I'll put that additional statement out there, any way that you look at it, it's all about the frequency matching as it is in the EES system. Anybody know about the EES system? And I do believe, isn't that what everybody is basically using? Is that part of John Baxter, or is that Mel Carmaine? Who's got that technology? Because I really want to get him on the show. And if it's Mel Carmaine, I was thinking about asking him out. And let's just see where we go. So Hula Hoop is out there, and yeah, everybody's to Joey G's telling me look up the EES system. The EES system, and this is just my research, it's older technology, you guys. It's not anything new. And and if you've looked into it, you would know that. And a lot of people that are even buying it say that they know it. So that's my, I'm not saying I'm not steadfast on that, but that's what I walked away from learning about it. Let's see here. Hula Hoop was saying, okay. All right, so the hula hoop doesn't have anything else, but so hula hoop has this hyperbaric chambers out there that you get in and you basically breathe in the oxygen, right? And oxygen is what the body wants. That's what the blood needs, and oxygen is how we heal. And so she did a show with me, her and her husband, who's Dr. Ken, who owned this healing facility. And I don't know how you can compare it to the embeds. Let's just leave it at that, right? Dragonfly is saying I think she means the EES system is Army. I don't know where this information comes from. Seriously, I really don't. When the Army is just going to turn it around and sell it to civilians, this is just how my mind thinks, you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'll take your information. Let's see here. Does anybody else have any other information that they want to share with that? So my understanding when I had Dragonfly on the show, she had to work with the FDA to make it more compliant for how they wanted her to work with us in her healing center. They control things right now, and hopefully that will change in the near future. Seriously. All right, I've got the lines open. If you want to tell me, how you feel about what I just read to you in this article, please call in 563-999-3717. The lines are open for you, and just let me know. All right, let's see here. Okay, Colleen has got some more information on this. Is basically Sandra Rose is a spokesperson for the EES system. Maybe I need to have her on here. I did not know that. And Netabase is the same as Scott McKay's system. It's that whole network of people that are selling this technology. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Nobody else has it, right? Nobody else has it. So how much does this system cost? Does anybody know? If I wanted to go out and buy this system, evaluation entry system, I don't know what that means. Dragonfly, can you put a complete sentence together? Because I'm not following you. Sorry, sweetheart. All right. Yeah. So Netabay, do you know how much that these units cost? So yeah, I'll have to look this up. The Sandra Rose. Oh, I know who she is. She did a show with some guy by the name of John. She was in the room. She's the one that designed this. She even said that it's been around for a really long time, and she had like this one that took up like half the room. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. And then they basically started to make it for anybody that wanted to invest in it. They sell it as a subscription. So you have to go and get treatments is a subscription, right? And unless you own one of these, $15,000 on up. I saw that interview, and It's not a med bed. I'm going to put my, it's not a med bed. It's healing technology. So this is what the whole conversation is all about here, you guys. Do we actually know what a med bed is? And what is your perspective of a med bed? Call in and let me know. 563-999-3717. Let me know what you're thinking. You can buy them, says Monica. Yeah, you can buy a subscription. I think even Buckshot may have even went and had this done at one of the places there. Hula Hoop. I'm going to reach out to you if you're still listening to me. I know you probably can't call in because she is a mother and a caretaker and all kinds of things. She wears many hats throughout the day, but it's light frequencies, says Colleen. Yeah, light frequencies. You consider that, Colleen, is a embed. I'm just curious at this point. So I wasn't expecting to go this way here. Let me just kind of shrink up my window and let me know what you guys thought. What are you thinking though? What if you were if you guys were like thinking about either a session or purchasing one of these things? What are the type of questions that you would ask, right? So what does it do? Does it just change your vibration and your frequency? Do you feel like I'm sad and then when you leave I'm happy? Is it doing something at the cellular level? These are the kind of things that I'm talking about. So when I went through and I was reading Ariel's information out there, he didn't give any detail what it can actually do, but it's futuristic medical technology without the red tape is how I started this out, right? And so it goes into what my story said yesterday about Chevron doctrines, if you will. They're going to get out of the way now, okay? And so with that said, there's going to be a lot more things that we the people can do. And so let's see here. What else did he have to say? I'm just going to go back and so so he talked about the open source. We're going to share it. It's going to be for everybody. It's going to be available for everyone to afford, and that's the main thing. Somebody else put in here earlier. The older people cannot, afford this, or older people have been waiting for it. Children have been waiting for it, right? The really sick people have been waiting for this. I think I just got kicked off of Rumble. I think I just lost Rumble. Yep, they kicked me off of Rumble. Interesting. All right. All right. Sorry about that. People out on Rumble Land. It's gone. It's gone. No, I'm gone. Hula Hoop. I don't even know if you can even hear me. So there was something that I said. Okay, I've never had that happen. Somebody's saying Rumble is good on my end. All right, so I'm getting some warning here. So let me just shut down. Well, I'm not even on the Blog Talk Radio, so apparently nobody wants to come in and voice their opinion on it. And this is I'm just trying to get you guys to speak up and learn to kind of just have a conversation with me. That's all that I'm looking for. Netabay, who is Netabay? I kind of liking this new person here. Welcome, Netabay. They're saying a lot here. They have one in the Dallas area. You can buy them. Not a med bed. This is what Neta's basically is my co-host today and is basically saying out here. What else do we have here? T Wolves. I've had Mike Penny on my show many times the last 4 or 5 years. And you could get anybody out there to take some of this technology, and basically he's telling me go watch his show there and talk about light frequency and equipment there in Florida. Yes, there's a lot. I'm down here. There's one about two hours from me, but again, I'm just wondering, are you guys, and please give me your input because I'd really like to understand this, whether I'm off or we're not on the same page here. Is the the frequencies or the light in these mats, and that's exactly what they are. They're mats, they're mattresses, they're beds, whatever you want to call it. Are you guys thinking that these are med beds? Am I delusional about what a med bed is? Or does everybody have their own interpretation? Call in and tell me what you think a med bed is. Do you want your arms to grow back if you're missing an arm, or do you want an organ to grow back? Or are you just saying, I need to raise my vibration? Because you can do that without technology. And yeah, people do it all the time. It's called meditation. Putting yourself in a different state of mind, raising your consciousness. So I'm really confused. I'm seeing all bunch of things out here. Refresh Rumble and it's back and not froze. Says Mayday always has problems with Rumble out there, so I'm not gonna read a lot into that. Yeah, so Monica is saying they look like TVs, and no, they are not med beds. I've seen them. They actually will give you like these different colors. Yeah, I saw that video about 3 years ago. I can't think of the guy's name, John Shrula, something like that. And let's see here. Let's see here what else we have going on. Yeah, so you guys, if apparently nobody wants to call in, but you're putting stuff in the chat, I appreciate it. So that's basically what I've basically am saying. I'm just reading a story that came from Ariel out there, and I'm not saying that his story is right. I'm just saying it's something with detailed information. And he is specifying that it's going to be part of the medical technology in the near future. Let's see here. Netta Bay is saying, yes, TVs, not beds. All you people out there that think that the EES is a med bed have been either bamboozled or confused, or somebody's interchangeably using these terms. And I'm just here to clarify because you guys are helping me help you, seriously. Hey, Buckshot, I need to talk to you. So Buck, I think that Buck went to an EES and had a treatment done once upon a time. And so I was talking about a story here, and I wish I had my Buckshot as a co-host all the time, but I can't because he's a working man and he's got to put food on the table and support his family. But in the meantime, we're talking about the med beds. Ariel did a story out there where he was basically saying med bed technology, now that he's connected dots from yesterday's what actually happened in yesterday's news with Chevron, and saying now we can move forward. Now we're going to start to move forward. And what does that mean is that there won't be any restrictions from all these other companies that were blocking the medbed technology, right? So it's futuristic medical technology without the red tape. So what I'm actually piecing together here is you've got all these truthers out there that have this EES system, and maybe we're calling it med beds. So if they are clearing the way right now, and if there is technology, and we may not know about it, as I've always said, there's a lot we don't know. I don't want to go through all that, but I know that I think at one time Buck took a drive about 2 hours to go have some healing work done. And these were not beds. These are the TVs that you guys are calling it. It's a color. It's almost like red light technology that's been around for 30 years, you guys. Yeah, Buck is saying, nah, I wouldn't call it a med bed. And so, all right, so we're past that. So now people are I think are kind of clear on that. And I think that where I was going with my story, I felt really good about it because of the fact that now we can move into that arena, since all those restrictions from all those big companies we're going to embrace. And I don't know where he would have gotten this information. So he outlined it in about 7 or 8 steps. We're going to have open source, crowdfund the project, and then also focus on the affordability for everybody. and then educate the public, and then think globally. This is not going to just stay within one arena. So let's see here. Yeah, there's more people out on. I gotta take these glasses off because I only wear them to see small words and they're hurting me. So yeah, TCETME is saying, actually, now that she thinks about it, the unifiedhealing.com, and they have these healing light machines, and they're all over the US. This technology has been around forever, you guys. I'm talking the actual shit that can help us heal. Right? So this is going to take me into my next story here, is that there's more information that's going to be coming down about all the stuff that we, like the sugars. You're going to start seeing so many stories coming out about what sugar actually does to your body. We knew in the 70s we were all thin and healthy, and then all of a sudden we just started puffing up, right? Look at me, for God's sakes. And I'm fighting really hard to get back into being healthy by not eating processed food. You're going to start hearing more stories about the processed food. And so, did you know that the Rothschilds took over the financial operation of the church? The Rothschilds took over the processing of the foods. You know that they, and I'm sure if you watch Jason Q that you've heard all this stuff already, but they are the basis of all of this stuff. So they basically work with all these chemical companies out there, and they find out what's happening to the rats, and they say, well, let's give it to the people, right? And so they were sharing that information out there. So there is actually going to be another breaking news story that I just saw. Tennessee has another bill coming out for the death penalty for them touching the little ones out there. And that actually goes in effect today. So there are things that are actually happening. This is all good stuff. This is really good stuff. I guess I got wrapped around the axles of the medbed story there. And yeah, so that's fantastic. What else do we have out here? What other stuff we have out here? Okay, so Ariel did come back and say to people, listen, this is just a general outline from a startup standpoint for those who may be interested in building their own version of what he is calling a med bed. And they're not to be confined with standard protocol, is how they are to be built. So what they're actually talking about is another side to this, and basically confirming that this information will be available to the general public. So if you guys are saying the EES system is already out there and it's already available, that's fantastic news, but it's not, I think they're going to start to say, if you are creating something that's a med bed and you give the specifications of it, it's going to go in this bucket. And if you're saying I have frequency and light TVs, it's going to go in this bucket. I think that we're going to get real clear, because it hasn't been clear. It's just been all over the place. I think that's where, I always say that everything is a process and we have to start defining things. I think that's where we're at right now. You remove the Chevron bullshit, and now there's no more red tape. Now we have to get clear and know where we're going with this stuff. That's why I've always said not everything is going to happen overnight. And maybe we will find out. Maybe we will find out, like a lot of you guys are saying there, that they already exist, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's see, where are we at on the time here? How am I doing? Okay, I've got about another 5 minutes. I'm actually going to close down the phone lines because nobody wants to talk there. And
Thank you for using.
All right, so there we go. And it's always good to hear from you guys. I hope that you guys get more comfortable wanting to call in and talk on the phone with this stuff here. And because we need to hear your voice, because you guys are all intelligent. You guys have all learned something, and don't be afraid to say anything out there. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So this is Dragonfly, just basically saying that her sister lives in Tennessee, and they banned it, and and since then, the chemtrail stuff, that she has been off her antidepressants and anxiety meds. Well, that's fantastic. All right. So there's where we go. I don't know if I have any other stories. All my other stories, and just be very careful for anybody out there that's living in Texas, keep your eyes and ears and hunker down because apparently you're getting some really bad weather out there. And let's see here. I want to just see if there's okay. So a lot of people are you're gonna start seeing, like I said, a lot of people are gonna start talking about stop blaming the steaks and for what the sugars did. And we're gonna all be, if you haven't started now, pull back on the sugar if you want to start to take your self empowerment back and your health back seriously. All right. Yes, a lot of stuff that I can't talk about on this channel that's actually happening here. But anyways, let's see. How are we doing out there? We got so excited for all that. Janine says, Clara Sue. Thank you, Clara Sue, out there. If you guys have anything else that you know that's happening in your neck of the woods, please let me know. Put it in here because I'm only in so then also too, you guys, and I know some of you may or may not believe this, but there's so much talk out there about a Kennedy. And there's pictures that are going around and everything like that. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. And I'll tell you what, I'll be just as happy as you are when something comes to fruition that we were one of the first things that we were told. All right. And let's see here. Monica is basically saying no sugar, no fair. No sugar, no fair. There should be a song. No sugar, no fair. No sugar, no fair. All right. And let's see what else we have here. Boy, I got to get out of this this thing here. Yeah, there's a lot of talk out there. And another thing too, the Rockefellers also took away the modern medicine and also took away the natural cure. So any mention of the healing power of herbs, plants, and diet was erased from most of the medical textbooks. Did you guys know that? Probably do because we don't see anything on it. And so let's see here. Doctors and professors were objected the Rockefeller plan, were crucified by the media, removed from the American Medical Association, or otherwise known as the AMA, and stripped off their license to teach and practice medicine. Sounds familiar, eh? Right? Yeah. With this thing here, you guys, you got to watch what I'm doing up here. It's just like, oh, okay, you don't do this, no cashola. And you can't feed your family and you lose your license. So this was a major opportunity for the Rockefellers who saw the ability to monopolize oil, chemical, and the medical industry all at the same time. So the best thing about that was that everything could have been patented and sold at high profits. It's always about the money. It's always about the money. I've got a little video out here. I don't think I want to show that. And let's see here. They're all natural plants. Just add a synthetic for the patents. They can't patent nature. Yes, thank you, Claire Sue. And I'm amazed by how many of you guys know this because I think you guys educated me on that when I didn't know that you can't patent a plant. I know it now. All right, so that's pretty much all that I have here. There's a lot of stuff out there that's going to be coming out, and I'm so excited to be seeing this stuff that finally makes sense to me, and I'm just trying to bring it to you, but I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open for this medbed technology. And if you guys, anybody out there, happens to get some information, you want to share it with me, please just send me an email. Send me the links. Let me know. I'll look through it. I'll read it. I'll vet the information, and I want to get down to the bottom of this seriously because what I actually heard. I'm actually going to close up my X and hopefully I'll get a little bit better stuff going on over here. Is that what I actually heard is the med beds. Let's see here. I'm going to remove my email. The med beds, and this came from Mike Penny. He was on my channel and I got it. So all you people that are sitting there saying, yeah, Mike Penny knows this, Mike Penny knows that. Mike Penny was the one that first started out saying, and I've got the video, that the med beds would, if you're missing an arm, will replace the arm. If you have a phantom leg, it will replace that leg. It's going to go in and tap in and pick your DNA, know your DNA. And if you need a liver, it'll give you a new liver. And then he said it was from head to toe. And then he came back about month later onto the show and said, no, it won't touch anything with the brain. Then he slowly pulled back his information. Now, apparently, somebody is out there telling me to go watch Mike Penny, because now he's got people out there explaining to you, these patents that are out there on light and frequencies, and that's not a med bed. I mean, maybe it'd be part of a med bed, but you've got to go a lot deeper than that. Unless I'm missing something in biology here. All right, so that's what I have there. I see a couple more comments, and let's just see. I want to turn off my ticker here and just see where you guys are at. PJ Tucker saying that it would grow teeth also. Yeah. So if there's technology on the way that can do that, so be it. Where did the technology come from? People are saying it's been around. Aliens had it. Somebody had the information. I don't see any of these politicians out there that used it, that may have known about it. So I'm very skeptical at this point. And so, yeah. Anyways, okay. Two Wolves saying, I'm just saying that Penny had a guy on his show, not Mike had a show for a week. Not that Mike had a show for a week. Yeah, it's just, we have to, it's okay for you to bring these people on. Like I might have somebody come on to my show about the EES. I think I offered it to a couple people already. It's been a while, but I mean, I'd have to say to them, what exactly can this do for you? And they should be able to explain exactly what it does for you, right? Please into the channel where to find it. I don't know where to find it. I don't know what that means, Linda White. I don't have that information. So you're going to have to go out to probably Rumble and look it up. So anyways, there's a lot of people out there. You could look up frequency, look up light. If you're looking to purchase something, just be very careful. Make sure you do your research on all of that stuff. Whoa. I thought I just heard a plane flying over here. All right, so let's see here. I think that's everything that I have right now. I appreciate you guys. I'm right at the hour here. And, I was just hoping I can get some more feedback from you and see what you guys know about what you're considering or calling a med bed and what you think they will do for you. So maybe we can pick this up in the next show. Thank you guys for being here. Love and light to all of you. And I love you and I do care. And I am trying to help humanity one show at a time. And maybe you guys are helping me at the same time. All right, everyone, take care. And now we turn the page.